All right, today we are diving deep into Ripple's massive pivot for 2026. And honestly, you might need to forget everything you thought you knew about XRP just being for cross-border payments. We're talking about a fundamental shift, a move to become a core piece of the entire global financial engine. So let's get right into it. And we're going to start right here with this number, $2 billion. Now that is a figure that definitely grabs your attention, right? But what does it actually mean? So this is the really interesting part. This isn't XRP's market cap. No. This is $2 billion of real-world stuff. We're talking corporate debt, bonds, things like that, now living, breathing, and moving on the XRP Ledger. This is the signal that Ripple is moving beyond simple money transfers and into the complex, high-stakes engine room of corporate finance. That $2 billion milestone is a huge signal that institutions are finally getting serious. But how is this even possible? What's the secret sauce? Well, that brings us to the core technology that's making it all happen. So what is the engine driving this whole revolution? It's a new platform called Ripple Treasury. Let's pop the hood and take a look at what's really going on inside. The best way to think about Ripple Treasury is like a universal financial dashboard, but for massive businesses. It's one single interface, one screen, where a company's treasurer can manage all their old-school cash accounts right alongside all their new digital assets. It works by using APIs to plug into the existing banking world, while also talking directly to the XRP Ledger, creating this amazing, seamless bridge between old finance and new finance. Now this slide, wow, this just lays out the difference so clearly. On the left, you've got the old world. Imagine it. Dozens of bank accounts waiting for business hours to settle a transaction, and just huge piles of cash locked up and pre-funded all over the globe. Treasury is just a cost center. But look to the right with Ripple. It's one interface, instant settlement any time of day, and you get liquidity exactly when you need it. Suddenly, the Treasury Department isn't just managing costs anymore, it's a strategic hub for creating value. So what does this actually unlock? Well, think about it. No more parking millions of dollars in dormant accounts all around the world. Companies can now settle deals instantly, on demand, with either regular cash or tokenized assets. And that, right there, is where XRP's utility absolutely explodes, acting as that crucial bridge asset for all that instant liquidity. Okay, so when you have technology this powerful, a really big question starts to emerge. We've seen what it can do for businesses, but what does it mean for the giant institutions that have traditionally handled all of this stuff? Let's really just pause and consider this. Can a system built on top of a crypto ledger genuinely threaten the established giants of the banking world? Is that really on the table? And this table just brilliantly illustrates exactly where that challenge lies. Just look at these core banking functions. Foreign exchange, Ripple is faster and a whole lot cheaper. Settling assets, we are talking about the difference between seconds and days. Reconciliation, it becomes totally automated and transparent right on the ledger. Look, this isn't about banks disappearing overnight, not at all. It's about a fundamental challenge to their core services. Ripple is offering a faster, cheaper, more transparent alternative. The real question is, how will the banks respond? And it really seems like the institutional world is starting to take notice. Let's look at another pretty wild number, $1.3 billion. So what is that? That's the amount of money that flowed directly into institutional XRP funds over just a 50-day period. Now, this is not retail speculation, okay? This is a clear-as-day signal of growing confidence from the much larger market players who see the real potential of this technology. Okay, so there's a ton of exciting technological progress and some serious institutional interest brewing. But for our final section, let's step back, take a breath, and get a balanced look at what's coming next. Let's try to separate the genuine potential from all the market hype. This quote really just captures the whole situation perfectly. While you've got this immense enthusiasm for the underlying technology, there's also a lot of criticism and pretty intense debate within the community, especially around the token's price movements. It's a critical reminder that a powerful institutional story doesn't always translate directly to a soaring market price, at least not in the short term. And yeah, success is far from guaranteed here. Ripple faces some pretty significant hurdles. Getting large conservative institutions to actually adopt this stuff in the real world can be painfully slow. Regulatory clarity is still a bit of a question mark in key markets, and they face some fierce competition, not just from other tokenization protocols like Stellar, but from the legacy giants like Swift, who are definitely not standing still. They're upgrading their own networks to compete. But the biggest challenge of all? It's translating this impressive infrastructure into actual, sustained daily use. So as we look ahead to 2026, you can kind of imagine three broad scenarios playing out. The base case is a gradual, steady adoption of the XRP Ledger for tokenization. The bull case? That's explosive growth, where Ripple Treasury and its stablecoins get adopted at a massive scale. But there's also a risk case, where adoption just kind of stalls before it ever truly takes off. The future really depends on that delicate mix of technology, regulation, and good old-fashioned business trust. Which leaves us with this final crucial question. Ripple is clearly building a powerful hybrid financial infrastructure that blends the traditional and the digital. The technology itself is advancing at an incredible pace. But the ultimate test will be convincing the entire global financial system to actually make the leap. The tech is here. The real question is the world ready for it?